What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Monday. It's about to be noon. We out here today. We have Janelle coming on. Janelle Robinson, mentor, coach, teacher. She's going to be talking on purpose today. Yep, there we go. We're going to talk about purpose today. So if you're confused about your purpose or you don't know, the first steps. Hey, Janelle.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, hon.
I was just typing in your stuff at the bottom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How's your morning so far?
It's going good. I was getting some
Good.
work done for my classroom.
Oh, okay. Because you do class, like your classroom is online for the kids, right?
Yeah, everything is online now. So we use Google Classroom as our software, and so the kids
Google
go in there and
Classroom?
they do all their work. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you hear my neighbor's kids?
You gonna hear birds over here, baby. The birds been going crazy this morning.
Yeah, I was listening. The birds was going crazy over here too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it down. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Oh, looks like Ashley made it back home because she was out and about. That was me, Janelle.
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
Hey, G.
All right, y'all. So we talking about purpose today. If you're trying to still figure out your purpose, like why you're here, Janelle's going to give us some tips on how we can get to that.
Yes.
It's steps to everything. It's levels to everything. So we'll get into all of that. All right, Janelle. So we just going to hop right into everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to start off, first of all, by telling us a little bit about like how you even got started with wanting to know your purpose.
Okay.
And why it was important to you to know your purpose.
Okay. So honestly, I think it goes back to when I was younger. And I know me and you, we talked about this when I had like a notebook, and I found it before we moved out of our old house, and I had a notebook, and I used to plan like programs for young girls. It was like mentoring programs and just things for us to talk about our feelings and stuff. So honestly, my purpose stems from things that I've went through when I was younger, just struggling like with my confidence and my self-esteem issues. And that's where a lot of my programs that I developed for young women, as well as young adult men too, that's where it stems from, just the things that I've been through personally. And the purpose for me, it was revealed to me, like I said, at a young age. I always knew that I wanted to help people, but I just never knew in what capacity I wanted to do that in. So then when I graduated from high school, I started my own mentoring program. And the mentoring program was basically to help youth in Metro Detroit gain better confidence and self-esteem, things like that. So I would hold programs every Saturday, and it was called Confident Crusaders. And then after that, I developed my own mentoring program, and that was an all-girls mentoring program that ran for 2 years. And I did mentoring. We did a mentoring program, so we met like every week. I had 4 mentors and 4 mentees, and then I also hosted summer camps. So we did summer camps, and I did that for 3 years. And then unfortunately, I went into inactivity with it just because of my grandparents getting sick. But yeah, so after that, that's when I took a break from the mentoring program, and then I decided that I wanted to help people my age, because I feel like it was a need there too. I've met a lot of people my age that didn't know what they wanted to do in life, and I figured that it was something special that I had, knowing my purpose at a young age, I wanted to help other people. So that's when I said, well, what can I do? So I decided to go get my certification in life coaching. And I did that 2 summers ago. So that's how I became a certified life coach. And then I wanted to specialize in purpose because, like I said, I knew mine at such a young age. So I just wanted to help, other people get there. And it's such a rewarding thing And I'm
It
very
is.
fortunate to be able to live in my purpose every day through, teaching and through my business and coaching. So
Yeah, no, that's good. So with you starting off helping people, like your age and your age group and things like that, you are still open to helping those who may be my age.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
30 and up, basically, because we know that there's people out there, honestly, I mean, my age and up, 40s, 50s, 60s, they're still trying to figure it out, because it can be things where people have several gifts, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to bring it together, it can be frustrating. It can get you to a point where it's like, you know what, I ain't got time for this. It's too much. It can become stressful if you allow it to, But what I feel like I've learned is just like, if it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. And what I learned is that even with things that I may have started, and then it's just something that I didn't want to do anymore, I seen that the things that I got from it, be it a business or whatever, I was able to bring it to my future with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it all kind of,
it all comes
in
together.
a sense,
Absolutely.
yeah, it comes together.
Because that's the thing about purpose. Like, it's a couple things about it, but one of the main things is you'll find that things that you've been doing, like I said, since my childhood, I've been doing like things just to help people, and I've been developing programs that helps people with their confidence or any type of skill that they may be lacking. And the thing about purpose is things that you've been enjoying for years, but you may have not known that was, your purpose. But it's like, it's the things that come to you naturally. That's what your gifts are. And that aligns with what your purpose is. And two, the thing about purpose is, even if you try to like say it's something that you know that you should be doing, but you don't necessarily want to do it. And the thing about purpose is it's going to chase you down. You can't necessarily run from it, and it's going to come back up. So that's interesting that you said things that it may not have went all the way through, but it's helped you
breaking up.
get to where you
you said what? Say it again. It broke up. You said
interesting that. I was saying that it's interesting that you said that about how, the things that you've been doing, it didn't go all the way through, but it's helped you with your purpose and what you're doing now. And I was just saying that it will do that. Like, the things, it may not fall all the way through, but it's going to help you get closer to where you need to be as far as your purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes we get impatient because we want stuff right away and so fast. You know what I'm saying? Just ignore Tate, by the way. If you're looking
I'm like,
at
what
the
is
comments.
Tate talking about?
We not doing this today, okay?
I'm not about to play with him. Hey,
like
Tate.
Too much. Right. Hey, Tate. Everybody wave at Tate.
Exactly. Don't take some love.
So anyway, but no, what was I saying?
You were saying how purpose chases you down, like you can't run from it.
I mean, it does. It does. Because it can be frustrating. You know what I'm saying? And people want instant results sometimes. And I mean, honestly, it's real. Like, things that actually matter and count, like, it don't just come like that all the time. Sometimes it might, if you do it, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, it's like, it's some effort got to be put into it a little bit, like a little bit,
just a little bit, y'all.
Right, exactly. Instant gratification, exactly. So can you say, like, in short, as short as you can, you know what I'm saying, like, as far as how people can find their purpose? I don't know.
I actually wrote it down because I wanted to keep it short because
I know, right?
Me and you both together, baby, we could talk. We would be here all day. Okay, so I came up with 3 short things. And then I also came up with some things that you should kind of keep in mind when you're going on this journey along your purpose. So the first thing, always, you want to start with self-awareness. Because if you don't know, who you are within, what you're dealing with, what you're experiencing, and this may be the longest step of the process, because you really have to assess yourself. And with this, so I like to journal. So I wrote down some questions that you can journal, and then I can send these to you if you want to post them. Okay. But basically, you start with, and we talked about this, identifying your gifts, the things that come natural to you, the things that you enjoy. And it can be as simple as helping somebody or organizing something, just something as simple as that. Those are considered, your gifts. And then How can you make a difference in the world? So the thing about purpose is it's not necessarily about you, but it's about, impacting the lives of the people around you. That's what, your purpose is. It is helping somebody else aside from yourself. And that's why it's always good to have purpose, because it's something that is greater than you. So even when you don't feel like necessarily doing it, it's going to call you, to do it. It's days where I don't want to go teach kids, but it's just something that I have to do. So then you can also ask yourself, if I could wake up tomorrow and do what I love, what would it be? And then also, most importantly, what gives you life? So like, what wakes you up in the morning? What inspires you? What just keeps you going? Like that typically is usually your purpose, and it's what you're called to do. And then also, so once you kind of identify those things, and it comes from, a higher power. So whomever your higher power may be, they have given you a reason to be here on this earth. So that's something that you have to, also ask them. And not only yourself, but know, what is it? Why was I placed here on this earth? What have I been called to do? And then once you figure those things out, I would say start by incorporating it, but on a small scale. Don't go tomorrow, you go out and you try to do everything that you was called to do. Just start small, because, purpose is, and not to say like, and people get it confused, like once you find purpose, you think like you're good in life. I mean, you're good, but everything is not going to be great. Like you're still going to have your challenges as if you weren't living in your purpose. It's actually, I feel like it's greater issues, just because your purpose, it calls you to do so much, and it requires a lot of you. So I don't want people to think automatically because you found your purpose, like everything is good, because it's not that way. You still will have your challenges in life. So that's why I say start small with what you have been called to do, and just incorporate it. So if it is helping, it's a lot that you could be doing right now to be helping people. So just do something, small to incorporate that helping gift that you have. If it's organizing. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remember, so when I was in Atlanta, one of the things that I did, and that came to me as well, like just starting somewhere, if you call it small or whatever, start somewhere. Like, so what came to me was when I was doing makeup consistently. And I'm like, how can I just like begin? You know what I mean? So not only, yes, doing my makeup online and stuff like that, but how can I like give back? You know what I mean? Because that's where my heart is. Like, what can I do for the people? So I started volunteering at a women, it was women and kids shelter or whatever. And so I did that for like the 2 years I was down there, basically. So it was like a steady thing that I would do for them, like around Christmas time or whatever. So they just, when I tell you, they loved it, they enjoyed it. Like they were requesting, like, can she come back? Can we have your phone number? Because it was something that was needed. You know what I mean? Even if I didn't fully understand the need for it, and how much impact that would be, the things that we think are just so minute to do, like, okay, well, I can help them do this. It's really for the person. It's like this huge thing. You know what I mean? They may not have never been pampered before. Some of these women have been battered and in gangs, so they didn't know what that looked like for this self-care, this self-love. You know what I'm saying? And crazy enough, while I was there giving to them, when I say they were giving back to me, they were like, when I tell you, this one girl, she sang for me. And when I tell you, me, she could sing. Like chill bumps was on my arms. I started crying, go like, oh. But I'm like, oh my God, like that was so beautiful. Like for me, inspiring them, like they inspired me. I was like, these are some strong women. They done been through some stuff, but like that helps. That helped me encourage me to even continue the next year to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they love this, and I love them. So it like a bond. It became a bond. You know what I mean? And them wanting me to be there. Because they needed me, and I needed them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But
and that's the thing about purpose. Like I was saying, like it's greater than you. So even if you, necessarily, like if they called you back and just said for whatever reason you didn't necessarily feel like going, they needed you, and it's required of you to do that. And that's why purpose is just, it's so much, it's bigger than you. And that's all I could really say to that. It's greater than you. And regardless of how you may feel that day, like I said, I don't feel like getting out the bed sometimes to teach kids, but I know that they need me. And that, my purpose is required, and it just calls me. And like you said, the reward is so, you can just tell that that's what you're supposed to be doing, because the reward is just so, it's just so great.
Yeah.
So the things that I wanted to say, the things to remember. So I know I went, the workshop that I did this past summer, the Empower Gathering, I went over the difference between purpose and happiness. And a lot of
Okay.
people get that misconstrued because people think that happiness is what they want. When really, happiness is really it's situational, so it honestly depends on the situation that you are going through. That determines how happy you may be. And that's why I tell people, like, you want more so a purposeful life more than a happy life, because purpose is something that transcends. So regardless of what you're going through, one day it may be rough, but the next day, you can wake up
Yeah.
and say, okay, I still have this purpose. I still have, this to live for. Versus when you're just happy, it's just temporarily, and it's just based on whatever it is that you're going through at that moment.
At that time,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
So that's why I always say, you want a purposeful life. You don't want to depend on your happiness, because your happiness, it can change
And
at any given
change.
time. Any given
Mm-hmm.
time. So I
Mm-hmm.
always say, strive for purpose and not to be happy all the time.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. That's I always tell myself that. So like when people ask, are you happy? I'm like, you want to be purposeful. So yeah, I may not be happy right now, but I still have my purpose that is pushing me and motivating me to get things done.
Yeah.
So that's always a good point I like to make about purpose.
Tate says, seeing people happy makes me happy. So that may be my purpose, making people happy. It could be.
It can be, yeah, just being that
Mm-hmm.
person that brings joy to other people. And it is, I forget what that gift is called, but just really helping people to be, happy and just making people joyful in their lives. Yeah, I forget what that is.
Your purpose brings you happiness and longevity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the purpose will bring all the other stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. Like, even when it comes to financial stability, when you think about it, like when you're in alignment and in purpose and just doing what you do, it's like all the other, it just comes. It'll just come. You know what I'm saying? Comedian for sure. He's not that funny. He's funny sometimes.
Ain't nobody fooling with tape. Not today.
Not today. So Janelle.
Yes.
I know with you being a teacher, so like you're a full-time teacher, right? Yes. Fourth grade teacher, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So on top of being that, you have your own business that you do. You have your own self-care routine that you have to have for your mental, physical, and spiritual. And also your business, right? So you have the teaching. So you have all this stuff going on. So are you also still in college right now, full time?
I am. I'm actually taking 4 classes this summer. I decided to take biology and calculus too in the same semester.
Girl.
So I'm definitely in school. I actually started school today. We had a week break from the winter semester to the summer semester.
So, okay.
Yeah. So I got one more year, and I'm really done with my bachelor's. But I plan on going
That's why we
master's,
said yesterday. Uncle Rare said we're gonna take the banner that we had up to Gabby because Gabrielle graduated.
Yes.
It's 2020. We just gonna take the 0 off and just
put that one back. Put that one.
Keep the banner. We ain't gotta buy.
Gabby said bye.
Just buy number 1.
Listen, but yes, I am in school. Child, getting my my degree is elementary education with a concentration in math. So
that's
I'm considered a math major.
Oh, a math
all
major.
Things math.
Ooh, that's why I'll be like Jared not Jared, Jada. Call Janelle. FaceTime Janelle because I have no idea.
Yeah, the math, and then they changed the way you teach math now. It's totally different from even when I was, and I just got out not too long ago.
So imagine.
And so exactly. Yeah. So it's different. It's different.
It's different. Sure. Yeah. So we thank you for being consistent with the children and things like that. Because I know, like, even thinking about when I was in 4th grade, how we used to act. So it's just like,
and I'm in the HP.
And you in the H, so
I'm in Highland Park, baby. I love my kids though, but them. Actually, it's funny you say it's Teacher Appreciation Week actually.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Teacher Appreciation Week. So
that's cool.
But yeah, that them HP babies there. This okay, so I started my purpose. It always goes back to kids. Like I love helping people my age and people even older than me, but kids are like my thing. And so honestly, my work, it really motivates me because I'm like, kids need me. Like they
Right.
need people to really help them through their stuff because these kids, they deal with some real stuff. And
I
my kids
know.
are 9 and 10 years old, and they deal with like real life stuff.
Right.
So it's like,
Stuff
it's
some grown-ups
really
ain't even dealing with.
okay. Like, because
Yeah.
they're like the grown up, if we want to be
Yeah.
honest. So it's just,
Mhm.
this is so much that's required of a teacher these days. We are psychologists, we are counselors, mama, dad, like we're
I was
everything
about to say
to them
parents,
kids,
damn there.
literally.
Yeah.
And then we
Mhm.
teach sometime, okay, but it's a lot, it's a lot, but
I know it can be. So
and then
you
with
got to
this
take the time for
transition,
yourself.
oh
You
yeah,
have to have that.
yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
do, because
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
think I did a workshop not too long ago, and I told I was a teacher and stuff, and so we were talking about how how mental health and just really keeping yourself, like you said, the self-care routine, just keeping yourself together is really important. And I was like, yeah, I said, because if I think about it, like I literally pour out to like 18 different souls every day.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's required of me to really get myself together, because when I walk in that room, it's a wrap. Whatever I'm going through, it don't even matter, because I got these 18 little faces that's looking at me like, okay, Miss Robinson, so what we about to do? And
See
I'm
what I'm
like,
saying?
I gotta have it all the way together. Ain't no walking
You
in there with no
you
issues.
sitting there
Like,
rocking in your chair like
this,
I don't know.
girl, I never forget this one day. I had this assignment due for school, and I had to be at work till like 5 o'clock. My class started at 5:30. I'm like, what am I about to do? And my kids, and my principal always told me, like, your kids can feel, your energy that you're giving off. So however you set the tone for your day, like that's what it is. So that's why you really I have to take care of myself and go in with the right intentions, because if not, my kids gonna feel all that. So
Yeah.
it's rewarding. I love it though, but it is a lot of work for sure.
Yeah, because I just, like I said, hey y'all. Y'all just joining. We done been through 20 minutes of goodness. Y'all gonna have to go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? That beginning. But yeah, no, that's good though. I just remember being in 4th grade and how it was. But so on top of you being a teacher and stuff like that, so you do have a coaching service.
Yes.
That you have. Now, is it for men and women? Is it just for women? Like, how is that?
Okay. So I have so it started off as Pretty in Purpose. And so that was for young adult women. And then as time went on, I kind of realized, like, okay, men need help too. So I decided to turn the Pretty in Purpose into my personal brand, where I come out as a coach, a mentor, and a teacher. Okay. So now my coaching is open to men and women. And basically, I focus on really helping people fix themselves so that they can identify what their purpose is in everyday life. And obviously this is a process. And I don't just focus on purpose, but really just helping yourself with your self-awareness, your confidence. I always go back to confidence because that's something that, is important to me and something that I've been through. But yeah, so the coaching is open to men and women. Now I do things virtually, obviously. So I have, I do coaching and I do mentoring. So my mentoring aspect of my business is for people that are aspiring to be coaches. And so I give them, the correct tools that they may need to help them. I don't certify them, obviously, but I give them the correct tools that they need to build their business as a coach. And then the coaching aspect of my business is where I actually sit down and we kind of work through together. And I really focus on, I like reflective activities. So you really looking at yourself. And two, I want to go, so like coaching, a lot of people get it misconstrued. So like coaching, consulting, and like a psychologist. So it's all totally different. Coaching, we focus on who you are as an individual and who you want to be in the future. It's very rare that we ever focus on what the past is like, unless it's really hindering you from growing into the future. Right. And then also with coaching, we don't give you the answers. We help you. We coach you along the way to find the answers within yourself. So we're your motivator. We push you. We set goals together. I help you identify your goals. We set out a plan to figure out, what steps do we need to take to get to where we need to be. But yeah, so yeah, that's my coaching. It started off as Pretty in Purpose, but then I expanded it because I'm like, okay, men need help too. And like when I would post my videos on Instagram, I would notice I would get reactions from men. I'm like, I don't have nothing to give y'all, except for my videos. But then it's like, okay, so let me develop something that can help them as well. So that's what the coaching is for, all young adults, you know.
And getting back to the men, I remember I was doing some work over at these apartment buildings, and I was talking to this older gentleman. It was a senior living facility, so I was talking to him because me and him would always just joke around and stuff. So one day I pulled up, and he's like, I don't know, I don't even know how we got on this topic, but basically he said that he was like, you know, I tried going to church, I've tried going to different men's groups. He was like, even when I go to church, he was like, women, they like scoot away from me, people scoot away. And he was like, it's just like, where can I go to get what I need? He was like, there's things that I need to talk about, and I won't get into the things he talked about with me, but he needed someone to talk to, you know what I'm saying? He needed to get some stuff off his chest or whatever. And it was like, he was like, I don't know, I don't have anybody to talk about my personal stuff with that I feel like I can just trust, you know what I'm saying, on a regular, consistent basis.
Exactly.
And that man, he was like in his 60s, almost 70. And for him to feel that way, it's like, imagine now, like, I feel like people are starting to build certain groups up, you know, to help people. But at the same time, a lot of people don't think about people that may be older, like in their 60s and 70s, that they got shit built up from times past that they need help with. You know what I'm saying? Just a listening ear, or like some type of guidance. You know what I'm saying? You may have a 60-year-old that been sitting on a gift for all this time, and they don't know how to bring it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Out. So it's like, yeah, I just feel like men do need, like Tay said, men do need the most help. Like, they do need help, and I feel like it is getting to that. I feel like it can get to that, and it will get to that. So yeah, that is just different, you know. And I felt really bad for him. I was like, damn, you know.
Yeah.
So
and that's why it's like I want to catch them. So like that's why, you know, I start with the youth to kind of catch them there, and then, you know, you get the young adults to kind of get them there, so that when they do get into their 60s and their 70s, it won't be anything, you know, hindering them from really identifying what their gifts are and living in purpose. Because like you said, you have a lot of people who go through life and it's just like, you know, they haven't done what they wanted to do. They're not fulfilled in any way. And it's very unfortunate. So that's why I always say, you know, and I feel like the things that we go through in life is obviously for us to help the next person. And that's why I'm like, okay, I'm sitting on my purpose. I was sitting on my purpose at like, you know, 14, 15 years old. So it's just like, you know, I need to help the next person. Like I said, I just didn't know in what capacity that was. But now that I have, you know, figured it out, I've made it my mission to really help other people identify their purpose. So that's why I'm like, okay, my man needs something as well. And then, you know, I honestly, like when I first started developing like my brand, not my brand, but my vision for my coaching company, the only reason that I didn't do men was because, you know, I felt like I couldn't relate in any way. But honestly, when I look at it across the board, like we all, you know, go through different things. Not to say that, you know, men, obviously they go through a whole nother, especially Black men, they experience a whole nother different situation. But we still have those similar issues that I feel like, you know, hits the surface. So if I can do at least that little bit, then I'm going to do that. So that's why I was like, okay, well, let me see what I can do for my men. So I've expanded my coaching services so now that I can help both men and women.
Yeah, that's good. I love that. I really do.
Thank you.
So on your website, you have some reflective resources that I noticed. So are you doing those every month? So you got to do May still.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So what are these reflective resources that you have on here? How will those help people that may just need something right now?
So the reflective resource, it's just like a short little reflective. It's full of reflective activities for people to go through. I started these because I noticed like I had one friend in particular, she was experiencing, you know, different things or whatever. And she will always ask me, she's like, hey, you know, can you send me something just to help me with this issue or that issue? You know, would kind of come up with something for her to kind of read through, and then she would do some like journaling and some activity to kind of help her through it. So I was like, well, I wonder if other people, you know, are dealing with the same thing or if they want resources to help them through specific issues. So over the summer, I did a survey on my Instagram, and I asked people, like, what are some common issues that you experience as a young adult?
Yeah.
So based on those issues, I started to kind of develop some resources. So the resources
Okay.
that I put out, the purpose of these reflective resources is really just to help people. Obviously, one, my goal always is to develop some sort of self-awareness and to assess yourself as to what it is that you're going through inside. And then based on that skill, so it's kind of a process. It starts with the self-awareness, and then after that, you kind of start to work on a specific skill. So every reflective resource has a different skill that you work on. The
Mm-hmm.
last one that I put out, it was restoring your soul, because we're going through this
Yep.
whole quarantine experience. And then prior to that, I did I want to say it was Reflect and Restore in December, and that was
You
kind of
did.
ending the year and then starting the new year with some different, ideas and stuff. So
Right.
every reflective resource has a different purpose, but the main goal is to just create some self-awareness within yourself, and then to develop a new skill or to kind of help you work through something that you may be lacking.
Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't say every month. I do it when I feel as though I'm kind of, called to do it.
Yep.
I try not to put it like a date on it or anything, because I don't
Okay.
want, but
Oh, I
I
get
will
that.
say that
Mm-hmm.
whenever I feel called, I definitely do put it out, and I make it, an experience. So I do things leading up to it. I post videos about it. I may even blog about it just to help them, support them and work them through the reflective resource the proper way.
Okay. No, that's good. So now you do have something that you offer right now, like group sessions or something. Like there's something where you have a group of people come together.
So I have so it's a couple things that I'm doing now, and then it's something that I'm launching this month. So as of
Okay.
now, the things that I'm offering to help people are obviously my coaching services. So that is a one-on-one thing. So if you want to, and that's virtually, so we would meet via Zoom. And we would just have meetings and whatever plans. So I have plans, coaching plans, and whatever plan you decide to choose. So it's one that helps you find your focus again. It's one to just help you identify your purpose. And then it's another one where it's like, you tell me what you want to work on and we work together. And then, so I have the coaching services. I have my mentoring services that I talked about. So these help you develop the skills you need to create your own coaching business. And then I also have, so my online empowerment community, is that what you're talking about? The online empowerment community is where I send emails to my subscribers. I will say I have to become more consistent with that, but it's basically where I send messages throughout the week to kind of help empower you. And then I also do blog posts. So the coaching services, the online community, and then the new group that I have for my young adult women, which is the Pretty and Purpose Empowerment Group, which
Okay.
is
So
what I'll be launching
that's
this
the
month.
one you're launching this month, and it's just for women though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So, men, if you need something, you can receive the coaching services, and then I have the empowerment group for the women.
Okay. Got you.
Mm-hmm.
And so her website is posted. I pinned it at the bottom, JanelleRobinson.com. And on her website, she has the reflective resources if you want to go on there and just kind of look at those, to kind of gain a sense of like self, basically, to kind of get you navigated during this time. Like she said, she has Restore My Soul, which is for like this time while we're in quarantine and stuff like that, some light bulbs might pop on about, some things you could be doing right now. You
Yeah.
might be blocked right now because of
Yeah.
all the chaos around you, and you may not know how to like come from it or pull yourself out of it. So Restore My Soul would help you kind of gain a sense of inspiration,
Yeah.
motivation,
Yeah.
to kind of pull you maybe in
Mm-hmm.
a direction to help you find out what your
What it
purpose
is,
might
yeah.
be.
And that was one of the
Mhm.
goals of actually just kind of to realign yourself with what your vision is, because I feel
Right.
like when this quarantine hit, for
Hmm.
me, I know I didn't expect it to be like this. I guess I didn't know what it was going to be like, but when they canceled school, I was like, okay, probably it's going to last about a week or so. They say, no, we ain't going back. So it kind of like everything that you kind of had planned, it was just like, like when the track stopped, like the track had stopped. So I'm just like, okay, so kind of like, what do you do now? And then like even other
Yeah.
things like with my business that I had planned, so much just got shifted. So I made the resource because for me it came from a place that I was at. I was kind of like, okay, so
Yeah.
what am I going to do now? You're investing your money into things, and it's not lining up like you had planned. So it really took a place for me to kind of sit down and be still and kind of just keep the vision the main thing and just let everything else work out. So that's what the Restore My Soul is for, just for you to kind of get realigned with your vision and make a few adjustments and kind of just to assess, where you're at and where you want to be even once this is over and how to kind of help you get to that place. So you're ready. Once this quarantine lifts off, you're ready to go forth with everything that you had planned. So that's the purpose of that. Yeah.
Because it might help like inspire some goals that you can set for yourself. Yeah. Not even just during quarantine, but like she said, like after quarantine, where you're able to then tackle some stuff, because some stuff we just can't do right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not until after we come out of this, which we will, because this too shall pass for real, So, so with that being said, so Tate did ask about your prices for your services.
Okay.
Are there different prices?
So yeah, it's different prices depending on what you are receiving. So Tate, if you go on the website, just send me an inquiry. You can go to my website, just go to the bottom, and then I'll see once you type in your email down there, I'll send you a message and we can talk about what it is that you exactly want to receive, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, guys. Well, you've heard it first here from Janelle Robinson, want to help you with your purpose. So that'll be something that, again, would be good, because I'm always calling her for advice, believe it or not.
Yes.
To help me get through some things or try to like tackle something. She kind of helps steer me in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like if I have it there, it's like she kind of helps me. You know what I'm saying? But even if you don't have it yet, you know what I'm saying? Right. She can still help pull it out of you, if that makes sense. So that's
you don't
that.
Have to cover me with your purpose. The goal of my services is for people that have no idea at all. We kind of start from the bottom and we work our way up to the top, because somewhere within you, your purpose is there. It's just kind of helping you pull it out of you. And that's the purpose of your coach, to really coach you and motivate you through the process of identifying, what your purpose is. And then two, people think that once you identify it, that it's automatically just going to be like I said, the next day we're good to go. Like it's still a process. It's things that you have to go through, and even heal through, honestly, that you need, for your purpose to come to you. So I wanted to, though, talk a little bit about the empowerment group. Because the Pretty and Purpose Empowerment Group, it kind of takes me, you are so silly. It takes me back to, why I originally started. One of my main values that I really like to focus on is just building a sense of community, whether it's with, women, men, young adults, kids, whatever it may be. I just love the sense of community and just a group of people coming together to share, a common goal. And that's what I feel like community is. So the purpose of the Women's Empowerment Group is to bring together a group of motivated women, and you kind of pull from each other, and you just really help motivate each other and empower one another to really live in purpose fully, and just live a fulfilling life. So the membership opens on May 11th. So membership will open then, and on my Instagram, if you don't follow me, it's Janelle Robbie. And on my Instagram, I'll be doing things to kind of lead up to the promo. So you'll be able to hear from women that have received my services or have come to my workshops to kind of hear how the things that I've been doing has really helped them. And then you'll hear the benefits of joining the group. So I think it's going to be something, even though this isn't how I plan to launch it, I feel like it's kind of necessary right now, just with everything that's going on. And I think that this group will really help people, will help women really feel still empowered during this time, and it gives them something to do. It gives them other people to talk to, people that they may not know. So I think that this is really something that women may need. So it'll be more details on my page this week, actually. I'll be posting more about the empowerment group. But I am pretty excited. So that's the empowerment group. Like I said, membership opens up on May 18th.
On May 18th.
I'm sorry, May 11th. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm like, what's May 18th?
No, May 18th does sound familiar for some reason, but it's May 11th.
Okay, so her Instagram is pinned at the bottom, and so is her website. So is this something, the group that you're doing, so is this something like what we had in the past? I know you did a group session at a coffee shop in Royal Oak that we had, and we had like certificates that we got at the end of the class.
So it's actually like, that was kind of like the introduction of it. So what this empowerment group will include, so we'll have monthly meetings. Once the quarantine lifts up, it'll be in person, but for now it's virtually. And then we'll receive private blog posts. So the private blog posts are basically different topics that we kind of brainstorm together as a group in the beginning. And myself, I'll either write the blog post, or if one of the members wants to do a guest post, then they can. And we basically, from the blog post, we kind of get different questions, I guess you could say, to kind of talk about during our meetings. And then we also have, which I'm excited about, is the weekly goal check-ins. So during these calls, it's a call that we do every Sunday evening. And during the calls, we'll kind of identify our goals for the week. We'll get us an accountability partner, and we'll set some goals. And your accountability partner is going to kind of hold you accountable throughout the week. And then the next week we come back and we identify whether or not we were able to hit our goals. And then we also have the daily motivation. So that'll come through a text message. So all of these are just benefits that you will, receive by being a member. But I think more than anything, the accountability is what we really need, especially during this time.
We do.
It's quick to fall. But
it is.
Just go ahead and lay down. We got too much to do. So I'm excited about the accountability piece, and just, I think more than anything, just the sense of community of some women coming together, because I think that that's very powerful when we have a group of women that come together. So, but yeah, so you get the blog posts, you get the meetings, the weekly goal check-ins, and then the daily motivation. So those are the main 4 things that you'll get by being a member.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I like that. And I can't wait till, like, once all this is over, because like the actual physical meeting together is so enjoyable. Like when we had our meeting, like that was really enjoyable. Like the atmosphere, because sometimes, yes, we have to do it right now, what we're doing, Zoom and things like that. But like coming together in the atmosphere with like-minded people, it just brings this sense of power to the place, you know what I'm saying, to the world, when we truly do that together. And like when we were in the group with you that time, like that was really good. Like the shit was really good. So, and it was something that was really needed, yes, so good. It was really needed for all of us. Like we laughed, we cried, you know what I'm saying, we hugged, we met new people, and it was just really encouraging, and it helped, like, even if we don't realize it, it helped bring out parts of ourselves that maybe we could have been doing better. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It's that exposure and that self-awareness. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I just love that, So there was something.
And I was gonna say, don't you have gonna say something then you forget? What was I gonna say?
I know
something that you said, and it really dang, I can't remember. It was something about the group of women. Okay, so we all came together. We were talking about energy. What were we talking about?
The us coming together, and it was motivating, inspiring.
It was. It brought coming back to me. I don't know what I was about to say. It was something that you said, though, and it triggered something in me. I don't know what it was.
That's all right.
It was good too. That's bold. But
it'll come to you. Don't even think about it.
It will. I posted on my story, whatever it was.
Yeah, and I'll repost it.
Thank you. But yeah, it was definitely a good experience, and I think too, like you said, it's the connections that were made, because we had, I think it was one of the girls that were there. She wanted to be an esthetician, and then like Ronika was an esthetician. It was another one that wanted to be a hairstylist, and Ashley was a hairstylist. So it was like those, connections that you were able to make. Just those little things, and just, that's the whole point of a community, you sharing your gifts and what you're good at with the next person to kind of help them and motivate them and uplift them. So that's why I love just, coming together, because you'll be surprised what can happen when it does happen. So
seriously. And I know, like, when people think about, I want to back up a little bit, like talking about the accountability partners and stuff, sometimes that can be a little scary, because sometimes people don't want that sense of like you checking up on me to make sure I'm doing something, because it can be like, okay, now you're put on the spot, now you feel, okay, now I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it can be a scary thing a little bit, but at the same time, it's so helpful. And it's like, it's no judgment, no
Right,
judgment zone with
right.
it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I
Like,
was going to say. The safe
mm-hmm.
place, and that's one
Safe
of
place.
my
Yeah.
go. Yeah, that's one of my goals. Like when I do, workshops, I always emphasize the part about a safe place, and just knowing that when you're here, like you can open up and you can talk about whatever it is, and that you can be you. And that's why I always try to create that environment. I even do that with my students in my classroom. Like this is our safe space. At my old job, when I was the youth director at my church, we had our wall in the youth room, and it said, what is a safe space to us? And we would write down, different things. And I think
Right.
once you, which is kind of hard, not harder, but it's more challenging to do when you're online. But I think when you create just that safe space and like, what are boundaries for certain people? What can we talk
Exactly.
about and what can't we talk about? I think that just creates a better environment for, people to open up and really express themselves. So that's why, like at the workshop, how you said, we laughed, we cried, we did whatever. It's because that safe space, I feel like, was created. So
It
it kind
was.
of opened the doors for anybody, to talk about whatever it was. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I always try to do. I try to create a safe space for whomever I'm talking to or speaking with,
Yeah.
just so that they know.
And the thing is, it's not even that. And the crazy part about it is, you don't even have to necessarily say like, this is your safe place.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It just comes with
Mm-hmm.
the energy of you, the
Mm-hmm.
energy of the people. Like it just comes together, because even if someone comes in with a different kind of energy, it's always where it can be shifted. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It can always
Yeah.
be shifted to the right energy, and it makes it feel safe. It makes it feel inviting. You know what I'm saying? Where you want to spill your
Exactly.
beans and talk about your business. You know what I'm saying? Where you wouldn't have talked about it outside of here with a
Right,
group
with
of people
anybody
you
else.
don't
Yeah.
know for real. You
Right,
know?
right. Yes.
So yeah, that is always important. Always important. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good. So
Yeah. And I
I
think,
also,
oh,
huh?
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna forget. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, you saying I'm gonna forget?
No,
No, I was. No,
I
I was
wrote
just
what
gonna
I needed
say.
down. That's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that I think too. One thing that I am, I like to be transparent. So like, I don't mind, talking about what I've been through. And I think too, like when I'm transparent with people, that kind of just opens the door for them to want to express themselves. Because like if you ask, I'm gonna tell you. So it's very rare that I'll, hold back anything, especially the things that I've been through, because I feel like the things that I've been through can help the next person. So why not, share whatever my experiences may have been.
Yeah.
So I love the transparency that I do notice comes through when I do my programs, just the transparency and just the willingness to share. So yeah, I just wanted to
No,
mention
that's
that.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. And that just shows like it's no judgment.
Mm-hmm.
We all
Mm-hmm.
go through things. We've all had traumas in our life. We've all experienced all kind of relationships and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, you're here. This is the safe place. Like, this is what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And and that's the thing. I feel like you're being the person that you may have needed back when you were going through what you were going
Mm-hmm.
through.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps also inspire you to also help others, because
Yeah.
you know what you needed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know
Right.
what you gave yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if it took a while to
Yeah.
do,
Right.
or understand, but like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
thank you for real.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about your shirt you have on, right?
Yes. Purpose.
So are those yours, or
So they
are
are
you
in the
selling those?
process. They are in the process. So I
Okay.
actually, I have a couple of things that I'm working on right now that I'm going to release. Like I feel like this summer, regardless of what we're going through in the world, like it's still execution for me.
Yeah.
So I plan on executing a lot of things, including the empowerment group, and then also some other products and resources that I've been working on. So I do plan on getting me some t-shirts.
Okay.
Obviously, you guys will know once that does hit. But purpose is definitely going to be one of the ones. And then there's this other quote that I just live by. I'm trying to think what I'm going to do with it. And it's basically, I always say, be a better you so they can be a better them. And I feel like that just really helps with, identifying your purpose. And that really lets you know, like, purpose is so much larger than you. So I'm always constantly working on myself so that, the people that I impact can be a better them. So
That's how
without
it
me
is.
being
Yeah.
a good me, you can be a good you. And that's just how I see my purpose. And that, it really resonates, especially when I'm teaching. I just always am trying to, do better at teaching and do better
That's
within
right.
myself so that, my kids can be better. Because if I'm not good, they not good,
That,
and then the parents ain't good, and then it's just a rippling effect. So that's why I'm like, I really have to make sure, because I have these souls that are dependent on me.
yes.
So that's why, yeah, I'm just
No,
always
that's
like,
good, because I just, when I was a little tyke, I just remember even just being little in certain classrooms you would walk in, you didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there anyway, because I didn't like school.
right.
But overall, there were certain teachers you would walk into their room and it'd be like, such and such, you wanted to be there. But there were some teachers, the energy just wasn't right. And even as a kid, it's like,
and
something ain't right.
Listen, kids know when something is not right. I trust the kid not more than I do an adult. Their opinions, they gonna tell you how it is, first of all. But kids, they definitely know. And I will say, like, my kids, that's why I miss them so much. Because honestly, like, my kids, they were like one of like the worst classes in the building, because they never had a consistent teacher. So when I came, it really changed the way that the school saw them, and just the way that they acted, and they actually wanted to be a school. And for me, like, that just really let me know, like, the things that I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's really helping them, and it's really wanting them to be at school, which is a big thing now, because kids don't want to come to school. We have a lot of truancy, so it's just it really helps me. It keeps me motivated. I'll say that, to do more for my babies. Yeah.
That's good. I love that. Can you give us, I know you gave us a quote that you live by, but can you give us an affirmation?
An affirmation
that we can,
okay, so I can tell you my affirmation that I had for this year. And it's basically helping. But let me get it off the wall so I can read it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So
this is one I'm gonna post on the actual post when I post this. Just so people can kind of go through the week with it, or through the month with it. It might be something that can help them. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
So this is my 2020 affirmation. So it says to love myself enough to know that I deserve the life that I envision for myself, the life that was created for me, and I won't stop until I get it.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you. So I can actually, if you want to write that, or you want me to send it to you?
I'm gonna need you to say that. I was like,
I can't do dry lips. Hold on.
I was like, what?
My bad. I was trying to read slow, and I'm like, I'm gonna just send it to her. I'll send it to you, but I'll say it again.
Yeah. I'm gonna post that, and then I'll share one as well, and I'll also I'll post it as well.
Okay.
So
what y'all saying?
So this is what who?
Ashley liked learning, but she didn't like school. Gabby agrees. Mark said I was a stupid kid. I wish I had better teachers. It's all about the teachers. That's real.
Yep.
It's all about the teachers.
So just as simple as I love myself as I am.
You talk about for the affirmation?
Yep. Ashley trying to do some encouragement right now. I'm sure you want to.
Well, the affirmation though is really to affirm, like, to love yourself enough to go after the life that you want. So like basically like that's the summary of it. And not just the life that you want, but the life that you have envisioned for yourself. So yeah. I liked school, but I didn't like what I was learning. That's real.
That's real.
I got something coming for people like you, Dior.
That's real.
Yeah.
I don't think I just liked any of it. I just wanted to hang out with the friends, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's real too. You wanted a social gathering.
Yeah, because I wanted a social gathering.
That's all you wanted.
For those who I knew was like me, like but all that other stuff, I was like, for why?
Yeah, it is for why. A lot of Yeah, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That is a whole nother conversation. We all like, that was some bullshit.
Well, y'all know me. I always liked school, so.
Oh, God.
I always liked school. I was that one.
Yeah, that's real. They weren't teaching us our history. Because even if we didn't know that they weren't teaching us our history, it was just the fact, like, that was a little strange in itself anyway. Like, it's only these kind of people in history.
Right.
No.
And that's the thing. Like, okay, I will say this. Where they kind of mess up within education, and this is coming from an educator, like it's just they don't adapt anything. Like they don't really do modifications. It's just one like general standard for every kid. Like for instance, Michigan. It's one general standard for every kid in Michigan. So it's just like, you know, you don't have many modifications. So that's why you have a lot of kids, especially a lot of kids in the urban area, who are just so disconnected from education because it's just like, okay, you know, what is this? And then you put these standards on, you know, you got a kid in the suburbs versus a kid in like where I'm at, Highland Park.
Yeah.
You can't put the same standard on them. First of all, because we got just so much affecting this kid in Highland Park, their environment, their family life, you know, their lack of resources. So it's just like, you can't put the same standards on a kid in West Bloomfield. It doesn't work that way.
No.
And I feel like that's where education messes up. And they put so many requirements on a teacher, and it's just y'all got to give us more. So that's why, and one of my, and I mean, I'll share this, y'all know this, a lot of people, one of my end goals is to have a community center for that lack of resources for our kids that are in urban communities, because they lack, you know, so much. It's just really to just build up, you know, starts with the family, honestly, and what's going on at home. So it's just really to just build up the family dynamic and what it is that we need as a family unit, so that when my kid does go out into the world, they have, you know, the tools that they need. So yeah, education is different. I won't be in it forever. I'll be in it, you know, in a different capacity, because it's so much more than being in a school, in a classroom, following, you know, these state legislations, because it's not just that. So yeah,
that's good. I didn't know that's what you wanted. So that would be great, you know.
Yeah. We actually said the Senate I didn't go back and front because they feel like we should be pushed to with that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's different. Education it's different. But yeah, like I said, that's a whole nother.
That is a whole nother. It is. So all right. Well, so your mentoring group, it starts on May 11th. So I'll put all of that in the in my post.
Okie dokie. Yes, ma'am. May 11th.
And I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your life story, and how you even got started and wanting to help all of us find our purpose. You know, so I appreciate you for doing what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And if anybody have any questions, we have like 5 minutes left, 4 or 5 minutes left, or probably not even, actually.
I think it's 4 minutes. Or well, yeah. When did you start?
I came on a little early.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's all. I'm glad you guys came on and supported us today. And, you know, thank you for all your sillies and statements and all of that today. So I love y'all, and I will see y'all next Monday.
Plays. Look at the year talking about plays.
Right, plays.
Hey, I'm gonna be looking for your message.
Exactly.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye.